I have a little wood turning project starting today, and my wife asked me if I could make her a particular rolling pin that she saw on a cooking show on YouTube. So I looked at it and figured out what I needed to do, and I'm going to try to make one. I didn't have a big enough block. I wanted to use maple, hard maple, so I glued up 3 boards into a block that is about 3 inches square. Let me get my drawing and show you what I'm going to be aiming for. Okay, this I drew on my computer with my little CAD program, and it's a very small kind of a rolling pin, and it's got a 2.5 inch diameter here. And I figured there'd be quite a lot of stress at that point from pushing down on it, so I'm going to leave it. I drew the picture at a 1/2 inch tapered up to 3/4 of an inch, but as I turn it I may alter that a little bit. Haven't quite figured that out yet. I'm just all doing this from watching the videos, so I have no actual measurements. These are all my own. And this is tapered because as you roll with it, it tips your hands in a little bit, and that way you don't roll off the edge of the handle. At least that's what I'm guessing. So I'm going to start with those dimensions and see how it goes. The block I have is about just a little less than 16 inches long and 3 inches square. I've already marked the centers, and I'm going to chuck it up here between my centers. I'll be turning this between centers. There we go. Okay, got him in there. That should be good. Okay, let me set up my tool rest here. My tool rest, I don't have one quite long enough, so I'm going to have to do this in 2 passes. I'm going to set it just a little bit below center and work with my big roughing gouge for the first part here. I'm going to start this at a fairly slow speed until I get it rounded off, because it's a pretty heavy block. Okay, I'm going to move the tool rest over this way and get this side rounded off a bit. Now I can get the speed cranked up a little bit. Alright, let's go a little faster. Okay, it's down the round. Now I have to turn it down to my diameter in the center, which is going to be 2.5 inches. So let me set my calipers here for 2.5 inches and get going on that. Okay, well, I don't have too much further to go. I'm almost there. Let's just keep plugging. I think that should be about it. A little thick right here. A couple more swipes off that. Looks good. Okay, next step is to measure out and make my marks for where I'm going to be making the handles. And to get my ruler and my pencil for that. Okay, according to my plan, I need to go 4 inches in. So we'll go 4 inches in and 4 inches in this side. I'm actually going 4 1/4 because I have a little extra length here. So, and then we'll make a mark going around there, there. And this will get reduced down to 1/2 inch diameter out to 3/4 inches out here. So the next step would be to get my parting tool and make these depth cuts so I know how far to turn. First thing I usually do is using a skew, I'll score those 2 lines there, and that will prevent the wood from chipping out on that initial cut into the wood with the parting tool. I'm actually going to go a little bit to the outside of that mark so that I can have a little room to smooth it out, because the parting tool usually doesn't give that clean of a cut on the edge. And then I get the parting tool. It's going to be down to 1/2 inch, or maybe I may even go a little thicker. I may go 5/8. Okay, let me get my caliper set to measure that. Okay, let's see. I got quite a ways to go yet, but yeah, I think I will go to 5/8 instead of 1/2 inch. That way, I don't want to make that too thin because it's going to be a little stress on that joint there. Okay, still got a ways to go. close now. I'll take lighter cuts as I get in there. Okay, I think that might be it. Okay, that should do it. Now, I'll reset my caliper to 3/4, maybe 7/8, and just do the outside to get a guide to how far to taper it. Okay, take that down. I'm going to go to 7/8 or thereabouts. Actually, I'm going to go a little over so that I have room to alter in case I want to do that. I'll do the other side. Okay, that's close enough. Now I start removing all the waste. There's going to be quite a bit on there too, so the chips will be flying.